Ahsoka Tano, the warrior who walked alone. Let me tell you a story. Not of a Jedi, not of a Sith, but of something in between. A warrior who fought for the light, even when the light abandoned her. Her name was Ahsoka Tano. And though she walked away from the Jedi, she never stopped being one of them. She was born on Shili, a distant world of hunters and warriors. But she was never meant to stay there. The Jedi came for her, as they did with all Force-sensitive children, and took her to Coruscant, to the Great Temple. She was raised in the ways of the Order, trained to be disciplined, selfless, devoted. But even as a child, she was different. She was restless, independent. A fire burned in her that the Jedi struggled to contain. Then came the Clone Wars. A war unlike any before it. And in the chaos, she was given to a master unlike any other, Anakin Skywalker. The hero of the Republic. The chosen one. He was reckless, defiant, and so was she. They clashed. Oh, how they clashed. But in time, they became more than master and apprentice. They became family. She fought beside him, not as a child, but as a warrior. She led clones into battle. She faced Sith assassins, bounty hunters, and monsters of war. She survived where others fell. She grew, became stronger, wiser. No longer a Padawan, not yet a Jedi Knight. But war does not reward loyalty. War only takes. One day, an explosion shook the Jedi Temple. A crime, a betrayal. The Republic wanted justice, and they needed someone to blame. And so, they blamed her. The Jedi Council, the very people who raised her, turned their backs. They called her traitor. They hunted her. She ran. She fought. She proved her innocence. And when the truth came to light, when they asked her to return, she looked them in the eyes and said no. She left. Not in anger, not in revenge, but in certainty. And Anakin Skywalker, the one person who had never stopped believing in her, watched her walk away. He reached for her, but she was already gone. She never saw him again. Not as Anakin Skywalker. The war ended, but not as she had imagined. The Republic fell, the Jedi burned, and Anakin Skywalker died. Or so she thought. She wandered, she hid, but she could not ignore the suffering of the galaxy. She could not forget what she had learned. And so, she took another path. She became Fulcrum, a voice in the dark, whispering rebellion into the ears of those who would listen. She helped build something greater than herself. A new hope. But the past does not stay buried. On a dead world, in the ruins of a forgotten temple, she faced him. He was not Anakin, not anymore. He was something else. A shadow, a ghost, Darth Vader. She knew before he spoke. She had known the moment she felt his presence. The galaxy believed Anakin Skywalker was dead. But Ahsoka Tano knew the truth. He struck first. She met his blade. Blue against red, light against darkness, past against present. She fought harder than she ever had before. But she was not fighting to win. She was fighting to save him. She reached for him, searching, pleading. But there was nothing left to reach. He was gone, and as the temple crumbled, she stayed behind. The galaxy thought she had died. But legends do not die so easily. She returned, years later, walking a path no Jedi had ever walked before. She searched for Ezra Bridger, a Jedi lost to the unknown. She looked to the stars, to the places beyond maps and wars. And now, she walks still. Not a Jedi, not a Sith. Something else. Because Ahsoka Tano was never meant to follow. She was meant to forge her own way. A warrior who walked alone. And yet, never truly alone. Because the Force is with her. And the Force, is always with those who choose to fight for the light.